What inspired me to pursue a career in engineering was I was in a class my junior year. We had to take a career assessment quiz, and my top result was engineering. And it's really rewarding looking back like 7-8 years later that I'm living out what I was dreaming of doing in high school.
I think what inspired me was I love puzzles and problem solving. And growing up, I used to go to work with my dad all the time, and he works on CNC machines, and he was my main encourager to find out the why behind it, and he kind of planted that seed.
My high school math teacher was, hey, why don't you look into engineering? Like, you are good with math, you like to investigate how things work. So I ended up looking into mechanical engineering, and I absolutely loved it, and it was just a good time.
I always loved math and science. I had a teacher in high school that was like, have you ever thought about engineering? Kind of fell in love with manufacturing when I was probably 8 and just didn't know that was the field I wanted to be in. So that's kind of how I ended up in engineering and manufacturing.
The advice I would give is exactly what I would have wanted to hear. You are smart enough, you are strong enough, you are capable enough. Also, raise your hand, keep it raised if you have that answer. If you don't have that answer, sit back and learn from the person who does.
Keep going. There are going to be a lot of times where you feel like you have self-doubt, and everyone feels that way from time to time, but I promise you, just keep going. It's worth it. Don't be afraid to fail. It's a great learning opportunity. We got to think of it as more of a learning opportunity than I did something wrong. Why did that happen?
The advice that I would give to young women is to be strong and believe in yourself. You know, you've worked this hard, continue going.
Anyone considering a career in engineering, I would first start with thinking about what they're passionate about. What gets you up in the morning, what's something that gets you excited. And I think from there, building backwards on what a career could look like, and always reminding yourself that your path is not going to necessarily look like anyone else's.
Some of the steps that I believe we need to take to encourage more women into this field are reconcile the same experiences, be there to be a supportive, almost like big sister. I want to become the mentor that I didn't have in school, and I want to be that for other people.
I would definitely say more hands-on activities and science programs. It's definitely a confidence booster, and it kind of introduces to the science field.
I think it's important that we start at a younger age, trying to keep them engaged, show them different things that involve the STEM fields, and continue working with them and building that like mentorship.
One of the things I think is really important is like just challenging what we think an engineer is. I think that as we remember and to encourage girls, boys of all ages and just different backgrounds, that like they too, if they're interested in solving problems, could be a fantastic engineer.
You can have diversity and still not have inclusion. Once we're able to fully include all of these different peoples with different backgrounds, you're going to really see engineering transform, because when you take advantage of that diversity, you're going to bring in creativity, you're going to bring in new ideas, and you're going to bring in different perspectives.
So I think as long as the communities continue pushing girls in STEM and having mentors available, that it's going to change. It's not going to be a rare scenario where you only see 2 girls in the classroom. I think you're going to see 50% are women.
The positive thing here is that the amount of women entering the field is growing. How do we continue to inspire those that are going to come behind us is really important. Or not, it's really just about providing support and encouragement for someone to follow their path, whatever that may be.
I have a lot of hope. This past year I went to the ASHRAE conference, and it was really cool seeing scientists, engineers, and students, all women, presenting their research. There was actually more women at the conference than there were at my college graduation, so that was my moment of, hey, we're making a difference.